Ooh, too tasty. Or 2 McChicken sandwiches, 2 for $2 is McDonald's price. What a break, what a break, a break of which I will partake. Have you had your break today?
This NFL Sports Center special is brought to you by General Tire. Sooner or later, you'll own General. All right, here are the NFL odds.
Keith owes every one of you $1. We can't bring you the highlights of the Grizzlies and the T-Wolves. It's in overtime, and it's not over in overtime. Coming up at 2 Eastern, we'll bring you the highlights of the overtime game. Clippers and Kings. Last time the Clippers had a 2-0 start, 1990-91 season. They lost. Mitch Richmond, 11 of his 18. Coming in the fourth quarter as the Kings outscored the Clippers 29-15 in the fourth quarter. Loy Vaught had 20. The Clips just 3 of 12 from three-point range.
We need some more rouge.
Thank you. Your foundation looks great. Thanks for joining us. Primetime's next. Their makeup's great. For Keith, I'm Dan. Good night.
It's Week 10 on NFL Primetime, and Art Modell was nowhere to be found. Where would the Browns be found? Eric Zeiner seemed to find the wrong receivers far too often. Brett Favre goes down in Minnesota. Could Chris Carter and the Vikings capitalize? The Raiders needed a win to keep within earshot of the Chiefs, who battled the Redskins in Kansas City. Elvis Grbac gets another start in San Francisco, where Kerry Collins and the Panthers went for their 4th straight. Would the Saints force the Rams to their knees? While the Falcons' Pete paid a good return against the Lions, could Jim Kelly make the right calls against the Colts? And Jets fans finally get what they want, but so did Curtis Martin. NFL Primetime, in your face, Max. To Week 10 of NFL Primetime. I'm Chris Berman, along with our usual cast of characters, Tom Jackson and the Judge Bill Pito. Week 10, it was a week out of a Rod Serling novel. There's plenty to tell you, including one of the most storied franchises in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns, apparently set to skip town at the end of the year and move to Baltimore. We'll detail that for you in a moment. Sunday Night Football returned to ESPN, and probably the most enterprising game on the card, at least going into the day. A rematch of the playoffs last year, Miami at San Diego. 10 times they have met, these two teams, since 1980. The two teams average combining for 58 points a game. You figured there'd be a lot of points in this one as the Dolphins hope to avenge their playoff loss to the Chargers. Here we go with the Murph. And naturally, the game would remain in single digits for a long time. Dan Marino, the quick slant to Irving Fryer, slices through for a 23-yard touchdown, 7-3, spins. San Diego. What else could go wrong for the defending AFC champs after 2 carries? Natron Means, no business, out with a groin injury. But in the third quarter, down 14-6, Dan Humphries deep to Tony Martin, the former Dolphin. They had a 2-point conversion. We're tied at 14. Field goal is Miami up 17-14, but here it is, off Tony Martin's hands, caught by Chris Singleton, and Miami in business deep in Charger territory. Marino makes him pay. It's Fryer knocked out at the 1. They go on in to make it 24-14, and turnovers again did San Diego in. They're one of the worst teams in football this year. Alfred Papunu platter serves up an hors d'oeuvre. J.B. Brown comes away with it. Humphries and the Chargers, not on this day. They fall below 500 at 4-5, and even though I have a run of 4 of the next 5 at home, including next week against division-leading Kansas City, the Chargers are looking up. The Dolphins, winning 24-14 with Marino 291 yards, now just 37 short of Fran Tarkenton's 47,003 lifetime mark. When prime time returned, Rams and Saints. They hooked up in a close one. Their first meeting this year. Would this be the same? Lions and Falcons with the run and shoot Detroit.
Oh, the Grand Canyon. What a Grand Canyon. Times like these when you think about those closest to you. Think I'll call home.
Please say your name.
Homer!
Yellow?
Collect call from Homer.
No way, man. I only accept 1-800 collect calls. Give me the times, Homer.
Why, you little...
Dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's the way to call collect.
You can't save everything you'd like to. You can't save the world. You can't save the old neighborhood. But you can save this table, where your parents and their parents broke bread, dealt pinochle, and talked about maybe someday fixing the table. The Workmate portable workbench with vertical clamping from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
The Lincoln Continental has been so intelligently designed, it can actually read. Sensors mounted on each wheel continuously monitor road conditions. If even the slightest change is detected, the suspension can adjust in milliseconds for smoother, more precise control. So, read any good roads lately? The 32-valve Lincoln Continental with the V8 Intech system, what a luxury car should be.
I cannot believe we're going to this game. Come on! Game starts in 20 minutes! Randy! Oh, my... Woo! I'm coming! What is it there? It's looking good! Let's go.
Be a fan, not a fanatic. Look your best in Lee Sport official NFL apparel licensed by the NFL, NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. Lee Sport, the brand for fans like you.
Halfway through this season, the Atlanta Falcons, one of the tri-leaders of the NFC West. Into town came Detroit, off their big win against Green Bay, but 0-4 on the road. Could Detroit give the Falcons trouble? Well, Wayne Font's 4-0 lifetime against Atlanta, he was looking at that number. But Scott Mitchell, it's almost a sack, a safety in the end zone, but they first called it a safety, Tom, then said no.
Yeah, you take a look at the replay. Quick thinking by Scott Mitchell to get rid of the football. Maybe would have been a better sell if Barry Sanders would have actually been looking for it when it flew by him.
Well, but they at least gave the incomplete pass. The Lions punted, led to a field goal. This one they wish was incomplete. It's picked up by Alton Montgomery, and he could go all the way. David Sloan dives. Rushing judge gives him a 9, but it's a touchdown. 10-0, Hotlanta. The Falcons had awful troubles in the first quarter, but not today. 10-0 after one. 13-0 now in the second after a Morton Anderson field goal. Jeff George, the swing pass to Burt Emanuel. Emanuel, good blocking, good speed, 13 yards. That leads to George. Play fake. Eric Metcalf, touchdown. It's a laugher, 19-0, 27-7 Atlanta at the half. Falcons start strong in the third quarter. Terrence Mathis, the 12th of never for 12 yards. Then the handoff to Hayward outside, busts it down to the Lions 39. And then the Falcons, well, they keep it moving, Tom.
Yeah, wide receiver screen here outside to Burt Emanuel. The reason you do this, you want to get him one-on-one outside. Only guy in the area, Ryan McNeil. Long gain for Emanuel all the way down to the 3-yard line.
And that will set up even a run and shoot. You get the big back. Fired ahead. Greg Hayward, touchdown, 34-7. Atlanta, what a laugher. But Detroit's made it 34-13. Then on third and goal, Scott Mitchell rolls, keeps rolling. Slot save. And it's 34-20. The Lions are within 14. Under 2 minutes to go. Wayne Font's club is inside the 5. Barry Sanders is stacked up by Darryl Talley, number 99. Sanders only 44 yards. Then Mitchell. Can they bring him within 7? No. Jesse Tuggle, the goal line interception. And the Falcons defense stands up at the end. They allow a safety at the end, an intentional safety. Look at Jeff George, 31 of 40 for 362. No picks. And the Falcons over the Lions, 34-22. Mitchell has 321 yards passing, but in a losing effort. Metcalf caught 9, Emanuel 7, and Mathis 6. Rams and the Saints. Here we go in New Orleans. It's the Saints who are the hotter team, and it was 25 years ago this weekend, Tom Dempsey, there he is, the anniversary of the NFL record kick, 63 yards against the Detroit Lions. It might make it. It's good. 63 yards out of the Joe Scarpati hole. Would Doug Bryan, the new Saints kicker, be so inspired? Well, he uses a different shoe for one, but would he be as good as Tom Dempsey? He was strong. Early on, it was no Jerome Bettis. He was hurt. Johnny Bailey up the middle for 8. Chris Miller to Isaac Bruce. The Reverend continues to make everybody worship the way that he plays. It's 55 yards. It's 7-0 Rams. Back come the Saints. The Mario Bates, 100 yards last week, and they went over the Niners. Mario Bates has 22 yards. And Tommy, where is everybody? Great blocking. That sets up early second quarter. Ray Weinzellers, the rookie from Notre Dame, touchdown. Rich Brooks' squad is tied. Now 7-7. Zellers keeps moving, churning, gets the first down. That sets up. It's not 63 yards, but at 35 yards, the former Niner, Doug Bryan, good. 10-7 for Jim Mora's club at the half. Second half, Saints look at Bates get outside, 9 yards, and the Saints, why do they go left, Tom? Good reason.
Yeah, we look at a replay. They have William Rolfe over there on Sean Gilbert. Here you're going to see Gilbert go inside. William Rolfe pins him inside, allows Mario Bates to get out for a 9-yard gain. Then 2 plays later, they run left again. You see tight end Irv Smith with a great seal block right there, sealing his guy to the outside, springing Bates again.
13-7, the Saints lead, but Kevin Carter, the rookie, forces a fumble, and the Rams recover. But a 3rd and goal from the 5. Chris Miller to Drayton for a touchdown, but Jerry Markbright, the referee, says pass interference on Drayton. And so the touchdown, they can't get it in. They only get a field goal. 13-10 of the 4th, Doug Bryan, 47 yards. Yes, 16-10 Saints. More Ram mistake. One of our favorite players this year, Todd Heaton, the Kitchen, fumbles on the kickoff return. It sets up a field goal, 9-point lead because Doug Bryan, my goodness, 4 for 4. He was inspired by Tom Dempsey. William Rolfe, he's always inspiring, as you pointed out, Tom. And the Saints, they're the team that's hot. They've beaten Miami, San Francisco, and a St. Louis Rams team with a winning record 3 of the last 4 weeks, whereas the Rams now have lost 4 of their last 5. Mario Bates with 106 yards. Let's get back to that Atlanta game, Tommy. Atlanta against Detroit. You got to give Atlanta the nod, but the Lions, we don't mean to laugh at them, but they're just a head-scratching team, aren't they?
You gave a very revealing statistic this morning that Wayne Fontes, with one more win, can become the all-time winning Lion coach. Before the end of the season, he can also become the all-time losing Lion coach. And I think that speaks volumes about the mentality of his football team. When they know that his job is on the line, last week against Green Bay, they play an outstanding football game. This week, his job is not on the line. They get blown out by the Falcons. Next week, when they play the Bucs, I'm sure his job will be back on the line. They will play an outstanding football game.
Well, we call them Rasputin games because Wayne, you know, we love him, and he's kept the job, and we think he should, but at 0-3 they win. At 2-5 they win. Now at 3-6. Yeah. But how many Rasputin games in 1 year do you get? 4? 4. He's got 1 left. 202 left. I mean, sooner or later, even Rasputin tastes some sugar in the tank. But they're at home next week against the Bucs. I'll tell you what, the Saints, talk about a turnaround. They're 0-5, laughing stock because they couldn't stop anybody running, giving up 160 yards a game. Look at the last 4 games, which they've won 3 out of 4. Rushing defense, and that's better than a 80 yards, slice it in half. It's more than that. Saints rushing defense. One of the reasons why New Orleans, they're marching. When we return, Curtis Martin and the Patriots. Bill Parcells' new book, Find a Way to Win. Could the Patriots read it and do it? And the Chiefs and the Redskins. We'll be back.
When is a stamp not just a stamp?
When it's a real hero, like me.
Save a page of new comic strip classic stamps.
A fine likeness.
At your post office, or call for a catalog. When is a stamp not just a stamp?
When it's the one you've been waiting for.
The Maryland stamp, now at your post office. Or call for a catalog.
Something happens when you read the Wall Street Journal every business day. You start seeing opportunities where you never saw them before. See for yourself. Subscribe now to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal keeps you right at the heart of what's going on in business. Call now for the Journal and get your free guide to planning your financial future. Facts you need to start planning a secure future right now. Get 10 weeks of the Wall Street Journal for just $38 and get the guide free.
Call now, 800-544-1000. That's 800-544-1000.
Enter the ESPN Football Fanatics Sweepstakes, sponsored
by Visa to win a trip for two to Super Bowl 30 or one of hundreds of other prizes.
God, I love football.
Watch this week's ESPN Sunday Night NFL game between Denver and Philadelphia.
And no end zone fans.
Call the 800 number displayed during the third quarter and answer a question about the game or enter on ESPN Net Sports Zone.
I'm telling you, it's a wonderful thing.
The ESPN Football Fanatics Sweepstakes, sponsored by Visa, the official card of the NFL.
Introducing the TL series from Acura. It has all the features of its luxury class competitors at a very competitive price. The Acura TL series. Once again, we've taken the concept of luxury in an entirely new direction. See the new, powerful Acura 3.2 TL, now at your Acura dealer.
NFL Primetime. One of the best quotes of the year came from Patriots linebacker Chris Slade in describing the type of team that they had. He said, you know, we have a Heckle and Jekyll team. I know what he meant, but it was a cartoon line.
Well, you got to have some hide.
Yes,
if you got some hide in there,
really
things might be getting better if you get some hide. Bill Parcells said if the Pats don't beat the Jets, he'd junk much of the lineup and start playing younger players with a look to next year. As for the Jets, they're third in the league in takeaways, but first in giveaways. It's always better to give than to receive, but not in the National Football League. Bubby Brister, fourth straight start at QB for the Jets. Pressured from the get-go. Dumped here by Chris Slade. And intentional grounding, 3 downs and out for New York. Next series, Brister will be flushed out again. Willie McGinnis chases him down from behind. 3 and out again for the Jets. Glenn Foley, maybe I'm going to get into this one. Meanwhile, New England running the ball well. Curtis Martin, the rookie, cutting up the middle. 28 yards into Jets territory. Later in the drive on 2nd and 12. Bledsoe scrambles. Rolling, throws to Will Moore. Then, Tommy, they keep it going.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. Big rush by Marvin Jones. Bledsoe would get the pass away and complete it to Ben Coates. He would take it all the way down near the goal line, setting up a 4th and 1. And then Curtis Martin, something Bill Parcells has seen far too little of, over the top for the touchdown.
Martin's best day in the National Football League, 10-0 New England. Jets then go with Foley. On his second series, makes a mistake. Pass deflected from Guyton to Vincent Brown, just the way they drew it up for the interception. Boomer and Bubby looking on. Hey, you know, it's happened to all of us. Third quarter, Pat's driving. Bledsoe guns downfield. Vincent Brisby, nice play, 25 yards into Jets territory. Then on the 9th play of the drive, Curtis Martin again from 9 yards out and a touchdown. It's 20-0 New England. Bright spot for the Jets, starting from their own 1. Glenn Foley to Wayne Corbett, the rookie, the free agent from Hofstra, having a great year, 40 yards. 4 catches for Corbett on the day. From the 1-yard line, Brad Baxter, first rushing TD for the Jets all year, capping off a 99-yard drive. Then Foley throws, bat in the air by Reggie White. Foley says, thank you very much. That's a reception for him. Still lost 10 yards on the play. Next possession, late, 21 seconds to go. Foley blindsided by Aaron Jones, a dislocated right shoulder for Foley. Who are we going to go to next? Bubby? No. Boomer? No. How about the Knicks? Charlie Ward, perhaps the best quarterback in the New York metro area. Yes! And it counts! The Pats win it by the final score of 20-7. Martin's 3rd game this year with at least 100 yards. Bledsoe, 13 for 27, 173 yards. The loss for the Jets, Chris Foley will have an MRI on the shoulder Monday, may need surgery. Either way, he is out for the rest of the year.
Well, back to Bubby and Boomer, and, you know, maybe you're Heckle and Jekyll. It was a good cartoon.
Got some hide in this one, though.
Yeah, dude. Some teams want to run and hide. Well, if you didn't get enough of the Braves and the Indians in the World Series, the NFL this week presents the Redskins and the Chiefs. With Dallas idle until Monday night, Kansas City, with a win at home, could have the best record of the NFL at 8-1. And here we go, Redskins, Chiefs. Heath Schuler hadn't played since week 1. Gus Frerotte, times look brilliant. They always looked at times brilliant. This year, Tamarick Vanover, one of the best return men in football, although the Skins are ready for him, and he's nailed at the 5. However, illegal man downfield. And what happens, Tom, when you re-kick?
Inevitably, the return man always gets more yardage than he got the first time.
Yeah, how much more? He fields it to the 16. Look at him go. He's up to the midfield stripe, and it's a 34-yard return. And so the ensuing play on 3rd and 4th to 44. I got you, babe. Steve Bono to Keith Cash, 16 yards. They say his love won't pay the rent, so he'll hand it off to Marcus Allen. Actually, the dish off, he gets 10 yards. And a face down. Later, 4th and goal. Who's better inside the 5 than Marcus? Touchdown. Career touchdown number 101. A silly millimeter longer. And the Chiefs lead at 7-0. Then, Chiefs ball, 2nd quarter, 4th and 7. Again, Bono, Lake Dawson, 4th down, 1st down. 2 plays later. Willie Davis, nice catch, good throw, 14-0 Chiefs. Chiefs undefeated at Arrowhead this year, 3 of their 4 wins in OT coming in. But the defense smelled it. Gus Farrat, of course, he just smelled a lot of the times, overthrows Leslie Shepard. Then Farrat, admittedly, their best 2 receivers are out of there. Looking for Shepard, Mark Logan drops. Farrat, his worst day at his young career, 11 for 34 for $134, Tom, but he also had people in his face.
Yeah, and Derek Thomas here shows you why you never give up on a pass rush. Here, just fighting. Farrat forced to hold on to the ball a little longer than normal, and you get the sack. Then the coverage by James Hasty, the cornerback, shows you the other end of this sack. You watch Hasty play the hands at the line of scrimmage and get great man-to-man coverage.
Now Schuler in the game late in the 4th quarter, back to pass, and Dan Saliamua wraps him up and throws him down. Then the Chiefs, a simple handoff to Jack B. Kimball. Jack B. quick. Kimball Anders is going to the end zone. 40 yards. He had 5 carries for 75. And boom, the Chiefs remain rolling in the AFC West, up their mark to 8-1, coming off the bye. The big game at the Bolts next week for Kansas City. Kansas City beats the Redskins by the count of 24-3 as Bono, a workmanlike performance, 21 of 37 to 10 different receivers. And let's give the Chiefs the nod. They're 8-1. How are they doing this, Tom?
Well, I think that Marty Scheidenheimer has a very successful formula. You play consistent ball in all areas, offensively, defensively, in your special teams. I don't think he has a lot of great football players. He has a former great player in Marcus Allen. On the backside of his career, Derek Thomas and Neil Smith are still playing at the top of their game. But I think what he has discovered, Chris, is that if you don't go out and just force yourself to lose games, that makes you better than about 25 football teams in the National Football League.
Today, actually, Tommy, the Chiefs turned it over 3 times, uncharacteristic for them, but the defense gives up the 3, and they get the win. When we return, we would call it memorable, or rather an infamous day in Cleveland, and the Oilers make the Browns pay. What other things on their mind? The Packers and the Vikes renew Norris acquaintances.
All right, gentlemen, tomorrow, your butts are mine. Lights up.
Man, I'm hungry. Russell Athletic Wear is made to handle the toughest situations on and off the field.
Hot dog.
Crisp fries.
Hamburger.
Tacos.
Tacos grande.
Pizza.
Coach, going somewhere, ladies. Hard work.
Dedication.
Commitment.
Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Get up there, Lord, bud. Go, go.
No one can save you now.
Hey, bet we could.
Fools, we will defeat you and take your Miller Lite. Not if we choose the weapon. Paper football, very clever. You kick off.
It's good. We are saved.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. You are worthy opponents. Let us celebrate. I know a good sports bar around the corner. Life is good.
For me, I played against Reggie White, and it was one particular play. I was telling Harris in the car, we ran a sweep around the end, around the corner, and my tight end had him. I mean, I thought he had him. You know, I went around the corner. Next thing you know, I took a hit in my hip. I looked down, it was Reggie White. I went back to the huddle. I said, what happened? And my tight end, he looked at me with a solemn face. He said, I slipped.
What, he trip over somebody?
He saw Reggie White and got scared.
On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Make a run to your participating General Tire retailer to enter the General Tire Run for the Sun Super Bowl sweepstakes. You can win hundreds of great football prizes, or even our grand prize, a trip for 2 to Super Bowl 30 in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Hurry in for your chance to win today.
Sooner or later, you'll own Generals.
50 seasons ago, in 1946, the Cleveland Browns became a football team in the old All-American Football Conference. They won all 4 championships of that league. In 1950, they joined the NFL, and from 1950 through 1964, they played in 8 title games, winning 4 of them. Paul Brown, Jim Brown, Otto Graham. The names go on for this storied franchise. Art Modell bought the club in the spring of 1961. But word came out, and our Chris Mortensen reported that he has agreed in principle, after all these years, to move the club in Baltimore. Not official yet, but a news conference tomorrow in Baltimore, at which point it's expected we will hear a new stadium to be built right opposite Camden Yards, a financial package that includes a $50 million signing bonus. Of course, this must be approved by 2/3 of the NFL owners, who conveniently are meeting Monday and Tuesday in Dallas. But we've seen teams move without approval before. The timing, because teams like Tampa Bay, teams like Arizona, may move into what is a lucrative package in Baltimore. With all this backdrop, the Browns got set to actually play a football game. Could be one of their last games at Cleveland Stadium, playing another franchise who, oddly enough, may be on the move, the Houston Oilers. Here we go. From Cleveland, Art Modell missing his first game in 35 years. But with the cavernous stadium of 80,000, yes, there were close to 8,000 no-shows, but that means still they get more attendance than everybody else. One of the most beloved franchise both in Cleveland and across the country. Storied franchise. They don't want the team to move. What they wanted to see was Eric delight their Zaire, as he did last week. And they were on the move in the first drive to Low White and the Seven Dwarfs. Gets 28 yards. Then Lorenzo White, the ex-Oiler, gets down to the 6-yard line. And I tell you what, things look pretty good at this point, because it was Zaire to, I see a bad moon rising for 4 yards, touchdown. But boy, you talk about a bad moon rising. It did that at Cleveland this afternoon. Houston leads 10-7 the second quarter. At the complete to Michael Jackson. But it's stripped by Blaine Bishop. And that leads to Chris Chandler. Played marvelously. Pump fake, throw. Hayward Jeffries gets the feed in. Touchdown, 17-7 Houston. But the fans, even though Houston fired up and has the lead, the fans still showing their support. 17-10 in the third quarter. Rookie running back Rodney Thomas. I tell you, he gets no respect, but he does on this day with 107 yards. Look at a 43-yard gain. 2 plays later, Chandler to Malcolm Sebring. Sebring in the left corner. Touchdown, 16 yards, despite the rush by Stephon Moore.
Obviously, Sebring has his left foot on the out-of-bounds line. Should have been no catch, but look at the referee still following his feet as he's 5 yards out of bounds.
But could the Browns expect a break today when they weren't giving all the people in the stands a break? I don't think so. Zaire hopes to revive the team. But watch this revival. What happened, Tom? Whose fault is that?
Vinny.
It's Vinny's fault, right? Darrell Lewis with the interception would lead to an Aldel Greco field goal, but the fans have seen poor performances. No way do you leave town. But in the fourth quarter, it's 30-10. They're ready for this game on the wall. Zaire intercepted by Blaine Bishop. Whose fault?
Vinny's.
62 yards. Look at him go. He could go all the way. 37-10. On the sidelines while the Oilers celebrate and are pelted, Jim Brown, Bill Belichick discussing lots. The dog pound stayed as long as they could. But in the end of the game, would it be the end of an era? Yes, they have some home games left. The fights. And at the end, it looked like those Cleveland Indians games some of the years. Downtown. And Art Modell advised not to come to the stadium. Neither did the Browns. The Oilers, who could be on their way to Nashville, that's another story. And the Browns, who could very well be on their way to Baltimore. The Oilers 37 and the Browns 10. But despite it all, the greatest Brown of all time hadn't given up hope.
It hasn't happened yet. Look at all these fans coming in here. It's a great stadium, a great city. Great fans are here. It would be a tragedy, but we can't speculate. I mean, they tell me it's a done deal, but Art hasn't said it.
I was talking to someone earlier. It's like, you know, my wife and I have friends, couples, who you think have the happiest marriage on earth, and all of a sudden you find out one day they're getting divorced. And you go, no, not them.
It's hard to, a bizarre turn of events. First of all, on the game, Eric Zaire may go down with Zager and Evans as a one-hit wonder. You haven't heard from them since they came out with it in the year 25-25, had you? Or Looking Glass with Brandy, because he looked like a first-year quarterback. But, Tommy, you grew up in Cleveland. You went to the ballpark with your father. I sat with you today. I know what you... Can you express what you're feeling?
Well, I certainly think that Jim Brown used the right word when he talked about a tragedy. I think that the Cleveland Brown fans are some of the best in the world, and I was amongst those fans as a child, weaned on Jimmy Brown and the stories of Otto Graham and Marion Motley. I watched Paul Warfield in his rookie year and watched him develop into a great player, and then fortunate enough to play later on in that stadium. I think that this would be a devastating blow to this city in terms of a city that's coming back. There's no team that's more a part of the fabric of a town than the Cleveland Browns are to the city of Cleveland. So I think that this is just a tragedy, and I think the way it's happened, very cult-like in the way that the lightning quickness of this move, and I certainly hope that it can be avoided.
It's by a man, though, that's owned the team since the early 60s, owned the team with Jim Brown, who's been one of the players in the league all along, and Art Modell. I mean, he's been a valuable owner throughout all the committees, the TV committee, et cetera, with the league. They invented football in Ohio. They live football in Ohio. This isn't just any team. This is the Cleveland Browns. We're shocked, and I'm sure we're understating what the people of Cleveland are saying. But it's not official yet. We shall see. We return on prime time. Reggie White and the Packers, would they be down and out? And could the Bengals defend the Raiders, or would the Raiders make all...
Hey, I got 2 tickets at center court. Call me back in 10, and they're yours.
Right this second, you could have missed the hottest tickets in town. With a Motorola pager, you know. Now.
Right this second, a member of the family is waiting to be picked up. With a Motorola pager, you know, now.
Hi, boy.
Well, his voice isn't any higher.
They say when a cowboy gets thrown, he has to get right back up. Last year, I took my share of hits. I may have been down. But if you think I'm staying down, get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
The final Southwest Conference Championship is up for grabs. This week, the Texas A&M Aggies head to Houston to battle the Rice Owls. Thursday at 8, only on ESPN.
The amazing split-fire spark plug won a United States patent.
Does it really work? Is it that much better?
It's guaranteed. 5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. You'll feel it work. Guaranteed. A 4.8% gain in mileage. You'll save because it works. Guaranteed. There's nothing like a split fire. You'll get more power and more mileage for your money back. You'll get more here, and you'll spend less here. Guaranteed.
2 weeks ago, the Packers beat the Vikings at Lambeau Field. Could they duplicate it at the Metrodome early on? Edgar Allan Poe, Bennett, quote the Packers nevermore. 7-0 Green Bay. Robert Smith, the young running back, out for the Vikes. What would they do? Well, Warren Moon to Chris Carter, and look at the play, despite the tackle by Doug Evans. What a play, Tommy.
Yeah, all he does is catch touchdowns. You watch him here, keep his concentration on the ball, even though he's on the ground, body between the ball and the ground. Good catch by Chris.
Jeff Brady playing middle linebacker for the injured Jack Del Rio, and Brady was a bunch. He hits Brett Favre, it's a fumble, and oh, let me tell you about Charlie Mincy. He picks it up, sets up a field goal by Rebays, 10-7 Vikes. Second quarter, the Packers up 13-10. After Favre lets go of the ball, he gets tangled up with his own man. Lineman Aaron Taylor, like another look, the left ankle turned around, leave the game for x-rays, which were negative, but you see, Favre can't even make it to the sidelines after the injury. He would have to limp off, tie a yellow ribbon. Detmer would come in.
Yeah, but one of the toughest ball players in the league, and if there's any way that he can get up and do anything, he's going to do it.
Well, he would try to do it, but obviously the ankle hurting when he came back in the third quarter. The Vikings up 17-16. Favre, deep in his own territory, picked off by Mincy, and the Vikes are in business down at the inside the 10-yard line. On 2nd and goal, Warren Moon to the angular one. Jake Reed, 24-16 Vikes, as Moon had 3 touchdown passes on the day. Still the third quarter. The gimpy Favre goes for the end zone, but Orlando Thomas picks it off. Brett was only 3 of 10 for 19 yards and the 2 picks after the injury. He came out. Ty Detmer went in. And so what you talked about, Tommy, they couldn't afford the mistakes. He did it. But watch what happens with Detmer. Early 4th, down 8. They play action to his tight end, Mark Shimura. Needs a foul, always catches the ball. 24-22, Mike Holmgren says 2. And you talk about a doink, doink, And Shimura somehow comes up with it for the two-point conversion, and we're tied at 24. But then Detmer leaves with injury, and then Reggie White collides with Sean Jones.
Yeah, Sean Jones coming underneath, Reggie White coming over the top. The report we have is a sprained knee. You can see that Reggie was in an awful lot of pain and a lot of concern by both ball clubs as they take Reggie off the field.
And then Warren Moon. The pass downfield to Qadry Ismail. And Warren Moon, the sixth player in NFL history to pass the 40,000-yard mark. T.J. Rubley Tuesday, the third quarterback, throws a pathetic pass, and it's picked off by the Vikes. Goodbye, Rubley Tuesday. Goodbye, game. Moon to Reed. Extra effort pass, McGill, number 22. And with 3 seconds to go, it's a Fuad shot. Fuad Reves, good! Dennis Green's Vikes are 4-0 against Mike Holmgren's Pack in this building. Green is 6-2 against Holmgren since each came in as former assistants to the Niners. The Vikings 27 and the Packers 24. Sean Jones disoriented after the game, taken out on a stretcher, still wearing his uniform, no late word. Reggie White, sprained knee, uncertain next week. Brett Favre, sprained left ankle, uncertain next week. Detmer, a thumb injury. Packers host the Bears next Sunday at Lambeau Field. When we return, the Raiders and the Bengals. Haas was back, but did he want to be? And the Bills and the Colts in the three-team logjam atop the AFC East.
In Prague, you can trade them for a car.
We're back on the road with 1-800-COLLECT. What's Zoe Brown?
We have a road crew that's one of the best.
Those are the guys that work from sunup to way past sundown so that we end up looking good.
There are times that we'll do 13 cities in 14 days.
The guys know their business inside and out.
They can definitely handle making a 1-800-COLLECT phone call. Now, who you calling?
Calling Mom.
My kids. My wife. We got a 1-800-COLLECT. Lindsay, this is Daddy. So how do you like using 1-800-COLLECT?
It's real easy to remember, man.
It's the easiest thing these hands have done all day.
On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Make a run to your participating General Tire retailer to enter the General Tire Run for the Sun Super Bowl sweepstakes. You can win hundreds of great football prizes or even our grand prize, a trip for two to Super Bowl 30 in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Hurry in for your chance to win today.
Sooner or later, you'll own Generals.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who say they'll get around to it, and those who actually do. For those who've discovered there's greater satisfaction in putting things up than in putting them off, we present VersaPack from Black & Decker, a rechargeable battery system that powers an entirely new line of cordless tools. From now on, it's how things get done.
She's a certified goddess, your soulmate waiting to happen. Without your Motorola pager, you would have missed her, because you were out doing guy stuff. Biking, rollerblading, sweating. Then she paged you. Could you put some lotion on her back? You jump fast enough to make Pavlov proud, because the wheels will wait. A goddess won't, without getting snippy. Thanks to your Motorola pager, you know now. Without one...
Dave, are you there? Are you there?
You're just a lonely guy in tight shorts.
Dave.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. All of us at ESPN would like to send out our condolences to the family of Frank Ross, a great friend of ours and a great friend of so many people in the National Football League. He was with us from the start and helped on all of our football shows. Frank succumbed to cancer early Saturday morning. We love him. We will miss him. And, again, our condolences to his family. We all feel his loss here at ESPN. And one of his teams that he loved so much, the Oakland Raiders. Frank was very happy because the Raiders look like a rebirth this year at 6-2, and they went in to try and up their record at Cincinnati. So here we go with highlights from Cincinnati, and Joe Bugel has the offensive line playing very well. Late first quarter, Good blocking. Napoleon Kaufman takes the hand outside the vest. No Napoleon complex here. What a good-looking rookie, Tom, and what good-looking blocking.
Yeah, Dan Turk and Kevin Gogan, a great job of getting on people up front, giving this kid a little bit of space, and he's got a burst.
Next play, Harvey Williams. Big game for Harvey Williams. A gain of 9. The next play, Williams Emmett-like in that he's barely touched. Shave number. And it's a touchdown as Harvey Williams had 134 yards on the day. 7-0 in the first rate of possession of the second quarter. Tim Brown makes Darrell Williams look silly for a 34-yard score. It's 14-0 Oakland.
Yeah, Corey Sawyer, the cornerback there with the all-or-nothing play, almost breaks Timmy's concentration, and then out in the field, one-on-one Darrell Williams, no match for Tim Brown.
Well, we figured that the Raiders would light it up, but so would the Cincinnati Bengals. But down 14-3 with 5 minutes left and a half, Jeff Blake looking deep, and the Raiders can play some pass D. Of course, when it's overthrown like that, McDaniel's going to pick it off. Then Blake looking for Scott again, but Darnay can't get it. It's McDaniel to pick it off. 4 plays later, Swilling makes the hit. Derek Brills just fall on it. Oh, he doesn't fall on her. Big Chester McLaughlin does. Mick Jagger kicks a field goal for Blake. That was his number on the day as the Raiders led the Bengals 17-3 at the half. His season low in passing. Andre Collins, the former Skin, blasts Hostetler, but the tough Hoss was okay. A fake punt by the Bengals gets him in it. Eric sleeping with the enemy, the former Charger. 26 yards leads to a Doug Pelfrey field goal. It's 20-9 at this point, under 2 minutes to go. Greg Beaker, the foolish play, hits Blake late, helps the Bengals go inside at 10, and Blake to Carl Pickens, touchdown. David Chula says we got to go for 2. It's 20-15. But watch this, very J.C. Watts-like. Blake. And between the legs, spike. Last week, the Bengals recovered an onside kick in this situation against the Browns. But the Raiders did their scouting. They had the good hands people on the field. The onside kick didn't work. A big game for Harvey Williams. And the Raiders stay 1 behind the Chiefs in the AFC West. Raiders 20 and the Bengals 17 when we return on this edition of NFL Primetime. Cards and Broncos, and another history-making day for John Elway. Others were celebrating too. Bills and Colts. Would it be the Marshall Plan in Indy? And Elvis Gerbach in a must-win against ex-Niner, current Panther Tim McKyer.
When I started losing my hair, it bothered me so much I became obsessed with it. But after going to the Bosley Medical Group, the results I've gotten are fantastic. It's like a bad dream that is over.
If you're considering the natural and permanent solution to hair loss, remember, choosing the right hair restoration physician makes all the difference in the world.
You want to look natural. You don't want to look artificial. You don't want anybody to ever know that you had a hair transplant. That you can get from a good artist like Dr. Bosley.
Today, we're able to help many more men than we could 15 or 20 years ago. We've developed micrografts, mini-grafts, and varigrafts so that we're able to restore a head of hair that's virtually impossible to detect.
Get this new guidebook and video, then get a free personal consultation at the Bosley Medical Institute. We're ready to help you make what could be the most important self-improvement decision of your life.
My name's Glenn Jacobs, and I've been a PA here at Sports Center for about 3 months, and it's been really great.
You've embarrassed me on national TV.
I mean, I work long hours, sure, but I get a lot of exercise. I mean, it's really cool when one of those guys reads something I've written on the air.
Nice try, Sparky. Nice try. Maybe next time.
4 months ago, I was writing a paper about my idol, Craig Kilborn.
Gary?
Glenn?
Okay.
Here I am getting career advice from him.
2 words for you. Pizza, delivery.
It's incredible.
Zippers freeze.
Well, in over 3/4 of a century, the National Football League, Billy, has seen just five men pass for 40,000 yards. Today, we already showed you that Warren Moon became the 6th, and John Elway, on the same afternoon, had a chance to become the 7th.
Yeah, and going up against a struggling Cards defense. This year's version of Buddy Ball has been flat. The Cards have the worst rushing D in the entire league.
The Cards' offense is tied with Tampa Bay for fewest points in the conference. In Denver, injuries on both sides of the ball have prevented the Broncos from being consistent. Big story early, Terrell Davis. First quarter opening drive, takes a pitch. The rookie runs left and picks up 8 yards. Then on the very next play, Davis breaks right. Lorenzo Lynch whiffs 34 yards down to the Cards' 30-yard line. That sets up who else? Davis, 5 yards and a touchdown. Davis, 6 carries, 60 yards on the drive, his 5th TD this year at 7-0 Denver. Cards now, their first possession. Dave Craig, back to pass. Looking, he's got Chad Fan. Hit by Atwater, a fumble. Who's got it? Aldridge has it for the Broncos. And that leads to Aaron Craver. 1 yard and a touchdown. Broncos up 14-0 at this point. Third Denver possession. Denver up 14-3. Elway with loads of time. This is loads of time. Craver, 32 yards on the play, down to the Arizona 7-yard line. First play now, second quarter. Elway, the play fake. Craver, touchdown. Broncos up 21-3. Tommy, what do you have?
Well, I think one of the problems that the Cardinals have had all year is over pursuit. There you see a good job of Lorenzo Lynch coming back. Davis, one fake coming back to the outside. And then on the touchdown, watch the linebackers here bite on this fake inside as John Elway pulls the ball out and throws a touchdown to Craver.
Third quarter now is 24-6 Denver. Elway with a play fake. He's got a wide open Anthony Miller, and this is wide open. 47 yards. Where's the defense? It's 31-6 Denver. Fourth quarter, Broncos up 38-6. Elway, excited. He'll like this, too. Hits Craver for 20 yards. That gives him over 40,000 career passing yards. He's the 7th quarterback in the history of the NFL to do that. Elway, 256 yards in the game, now has 4,008 career passing yards. Denver wins it 38-6. Denver 4-0-1 all-time against the Cards. Davis, 135 yards on 22 carries. The Broncos with 4 sacks. Elsewhere, Giants at Seattle for the first time since 1986. Rick Meyer and the Seahawks leading 7-3 in the first quarter. And they add on. Meyer to Blades. He already has scored once, and now he's gone. 44 yards and a touchdown. Blades, come on back. He's into the tunnel, a la Bo Jackson a couple of years ago. Come on back. We got a football game. Seahawks up 14-3. Still in the first. Watch this big play. Another big play for the Seahawks. Joey Galloway off the punt. Look at him. Joey, go Joey, go Joey. He's gone. 89 yards on the punt return, 21-3 Seattle. What happened here, Tommy?
Well, your coverage team has to maintain their lanes across the football field evenly. You see the Giants get bunched on the right side of your screen, and then you combine that with poor tackling, you get a touchdown on the other end of the field.
Giants give up 21 points in the first quarter, most first quarter points allowed for them since '84. Late second quarter, 21-10 Seahawks. Dave Brown, Mike Sherrard, touchdown. Giants down 21-16. Giants go for 2. Rodney Hampton, though, comes up short. Still 21-16. Time running down to the half. Seahawks want more. Meyer, though, is picked off by Sparks. The Giants get a chance, and they take advantage. Brown to Sherrard. Big gainer out of bounds at the 1. Hampton would score on the next play. Giants up 22-21. Sherrard in the first half, 5 catches, 112 yards, Tommy.
Well, smart move here by Dan Reeves. Giants trying to go up by 2 or by 3. This is the second time that they went for the 2-point conversion in this quarter, and Brown just a little bit off to Arthur Marshall.
Fourth quarter now, Seahawks up 5. Herschel Walker returns a punt. Another special teams play in this one. Walker 50 yards, Giants in business. Third and goal, Hampton, 1 yard out and a touchdown. Giants up 28-27. Seahawks come back, a big play. Willie Beeman, the face mask here on Strong. A 15-yard penalty leads to a field goal. Seahawks up 30-28. Giants last chance down 2. 47-yard attempt from Brad Delwiso. Gotta have it for the win. No! Wide right. Wide right. And Dan Reeves says, oh! Seattle holds on to win. 30-28. Seattle had lost 4 straight. And Chris, Dan Reeves is now 3-11. 3-11 at the Kingdome.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go back there soon. His struggles continue, and actually not a bad game, Seahawks and Giants. Well, who would have thought, Billy, that in week number 10 in the National Football League, the San Francisco 49ers would be in a must-win situation at home. The Carolina Panthers. Well, here's the reason why. Steve Young not yet ready. Third straight game. Brent Jones, amazing. They said he might be out for the year. They might mean next year because he was back. He started. So did Elvis Gerback. Fakes out the cameraman, but not Timmy McKyer, the ex-Niner. Don't tell me in his old stadium. Cut, go, all the way. 96 tiers, 96 yards, touchdown. Elvis threw it to the wrong guy.
Yeah, we take a look at the replay. You see at the bottom of your screen, Derek Lavelle runs the flat pattern. Elvis looks down the field, gives the pump. Derek starts to fade to the back of the end zone. Timmy McKyer steps up, and Elvis Gerbach, showing his immaturity at the quarterback position, never saw McKyer.
Steve Young tries to calm it down, then Gerbach to Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, he's going into the end. Oh, Tyrone Poole, the rookie, strips Rice of the football. It goes out of the end zone, and not even Batman could save the Niners. It's a touchback at 13-0 at the half, Carolina. Niners to John Taylor. He's going into the... Oh! It's stripped again by Tyrone Poole. Sam Mills recovers. 3 turnovers inside the 5. Then Derek Lavelle with the team down to 13-0, scores early 4th. It's 13-7. Gerbach, Brent Jones, upfield. The Niners are in business. It's 30 yards. That leads. Remember, they cut Doug Bryan because he couldn't make field goals. Tony Zendeja, what? What? Oh, my goodness, we need a Merlot. Seifert can't believe it. Then Gerbach hit hard by Lamar Lathan. Gerbach is down with a sprained left ankle. Could Steve Young play? Obviously not. Instead, the third quarterback, Kerry Conklin, coming in against Don Capers' Panthers. Conklin, prayer to Rice, answered on 4th and 10. Tick, 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 tick. They throw it down. He spikes the ball. One last shot. Can Conklin reach the end zone from 60 yards out? No. It's the Panthers who've reached the promised land, the first expansion team in their first year to win 4, not to mention they've won 4 in a row. The Niners have fallen to 5-4 losers with 3 of their last 4. 13-7, Carolina on my mind. The first time the Niners held to single digits scoring in back-to-back games since 1974. In the AFC East, Bills, Colts, Dolphins began today at 5-3. Jim Kelly, he's the only guy you know out there. All his friends, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, where are they? Oh, but here's one. Dad Vanderbilt, Billy Brooks, the former Colt, catches the 51-yard rainbow. Touchdown. Second play of the game. 7-0. Buffalo. Colts punting in the mid-first quarter. Jeff Burris, the youngster, jukes, jives, runs, and he could go most of the way. He's down, but suffered a left knee injury on the play. So we'll have to find his condition, but he didn't return. Late in the first quarter, as he was carted off, was Burris. Harbaugh started, but had the groin injury pop up again. And so Paul Justin, the offensive MVP of the World League, is it. You remember Justin from the Frankfurt Galaxy. Well, no Galaxy here. It's Kurt Schultz. Makes the interception, leads to a Christie field goal, 13-7 Bills. Rice Pop sacked Harbaugh 3 times at the team's first meeting. He gets by Dilger and levels Justin. Justin, bruised right shoulder. He's gone. They go with Craig Erickson, the third quarterback. But Erickson, who remember was brought in to start all year, hits Marshall Faulk for 15 yards. But it's set up on 3rd and 17. The Bills lead 16-7 at the half. Colts down 16-10. Erickson to the great-looking tight end, Kent Gilger, makes the catch, but he leaves with a hip pointer, Tom.
Yeah, Colts ball now 4th and 1 at the Bills 1, and Ted Washington from Louisville. And Henry Jones will stuff Marshall Faulk right there. See Cornelius Bennett on the sideline. Even though he's in street clothes, he gets a kick out of that.
They stop Faulk 3 times from inside the 3. Then on the 4th play, he fumbled. And then Bruce Smith strips Faulk of the ball. The Bills recover. The Colts get the ball back. Minute 19 to go in the 4th quarter on 4th and 12. Erickson steps up, underthrows Aaron Bailey. Elijah Pitts fired up. He gets the Gatorade, or at least the water can. That was a close range, too. I mean, that's, wow. Get the windshield wipers on the glasses. As Eli wins, as Marv Levy recuperating a little nicer now. The Bills in first place in the AFC East. They beat the Colts by the count of 16-10. Kelly 15 of 25 for 250. But Tommy, and I'm more in shock than most. Got to give the Panthers the nod, and I know the Niners are just playing with half of a deck, but a shocking development at Kansas.
The 49ers, too many cogs missing in the engine, and I think if they can get Steve Young back, I think they have to do what Boomer talked about this morning, still keeping your focus on the long-range goals and knowing you might have to get there a little bit differently. But credit Dom Capers for building this football team defensively, defense-oriented, so that he would be in football games. And we knew this morning that the 49ers were going to have a problem putting the ball in the end zone against this club.
Their game plan has to be what Buffalo's was in '92, when they made it as a wild card team, won playoff games on the road, got to the Super Bowl that way. They should even be concerned with Dallas next week. We've got the Steelers and Bears in overtime still to come, not to mention more.
Introducing the TL series from Acura. It has all the features of its luxury class competitors at a very competitive price. The Acura TL series. Once again, we've taken the concept of luxury in an entirely new direction. See the new, powerful Acura 3.2 TL, now at your Acura dealer.
The amazing split-fire spark plug won a United States patent.
Does it really work? Is it that much better?
It's guaranteed. 5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. You'll feel it work. Guaranteed. A 4.8% gain in mileage. You'll save because it works. Guaranteed. There's nothing like a split-fire. You'll get more power and more mileage for your money back. You'll get more here, and you'll spend less here. Guaranteed.
Wow, Lester, a frat party. Cool. Hi, ladies. We're with ESPN.
College Game Day? The college football studio show?
Hey, we should have told him we know Chris Berman.
Did you patch the roof?
Yes, dear.
Did you wash the cat?
Yes, honey pie.
Did you...
That's it. I'm not listening to nothing else until Tirico, Theismann, and Sharp do ESPN's NFL Prime Monday.
Mondays.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way everyone can save on collect calls. It's easy. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT from any phone and save.
Billy, what do you have?
Here's what we have. My primetime players, New England's rookie running back Curtis Martin. He gets a game ball for picking up a career-high 170 yards and 34 carries, scoring 2 TDs in the Pats' 20-7 win over the Jets. Tommy.
My primetime player is Jeff George of the Atlanta Falcons. Played mistake-proof football today, threw for 362 yards, 31 of 40. Big win today for the Falcons. Chris?
My primetime players are the millions of Cleveland Brown fans who have sat through some great seasons and sat through some seasons that aren't so great. Since 1946, over 22 million have come. We salute you. We'll be back with the overtimer between the Steelers and the Bears. Who would believe Cowher and Wannstedt would play a game in the mid-30s? We'll show you in a moment.
Sprint Sense International gives you great rates to countries all over the world. What more could you want?
How about some cash?
Cash would be good. Yes, some cash back.
Presenting Sprint Sense International with something new, cash back. Call now for these simply great rates on calls to countries all around the world. Plus, get rewarded with 10% cash back for every dollar you spend.
For me, that would be at least $100 a year.
Cash back on all my calls to Ireland.
There's no limit to the amount of cash back you can earn. Month after month, you'll see your cash add up, so it pays to stay with Sprint. Call now and we'll even switch you for free.
What about domestic calls?
You'll get cash back on domestic calls, too. And with Sprint Sense International, you'll get a great 10 cents a minute rate on every state-to-state call. So call now.
Cash back would be great.
Good idea.
Cash back. It's one phrase that's understood around the world. Get simply great rates now and 10% cash back every year. Call now. 1-800-227-2367.
Sunday, John Elway and the Broncos take aim at the new-look Eagles when they clash in Philly in a key interconference shootout.
This is going to be a wonderful game. Just wonderful.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who say they'll get around to it, and those who actually do. For those who've discovered there's greater satisfaction in putting things up that in putting them off, we present VersaPack from Black & Decker, a rechargeable battery system that powers an entirely new line of cordless tools. From now on, it's how things get done.
Steelers 0 for 11 lifetime playing the Bears in Chicago. Bears lead at 3-0, but Robert Green, it's offending. Darren Perry falls on it for the Steelers. Steelers make Chicago pay for the 1. Eric Pegram 7. Put a shot into the end zone for a touchdown, and it's 7-3 Steelers. But the Bears respond from the 6. Eric Kramer with a lot of Ks fires a strike to Curtis Conway. Touchdown. 6th straight game with a touchdown. 10-7. The Bears.
Yeah, then we'll see corner Carnell Lake here applying the pressure to Eric Kramer. Kramer will rush his throw slightly right here. Has to find a lane to deliver it. Greg Lloyd with the INT. Look at Greg. Get to the near sideline. Switch the ball over. A great run by a linebacker.
Look at Greg Lloyd with some help from Kevin Green returning to 5. And then Eric Pegram says, thank you. Then we got O'Donnell with the pass. And on the sidelines is Eric Kramer. And we have a fumble. And it looks like Chris Zorich has it for the Bears. Kramer to Tony Carter on a play fake. And yes, it is his first career touchdown, and we're tied at 17. The Bears come out aggressive. The Steelers were steamed. 27-all in the 4th quarter. After a punt pins Pittsburgh inside the 5, Neil O'Donnell. Pass is tipped by Alonzo Spellman, picked off by Barry Minter. Barry Minter, touchdown, 34-27 Bears. O'Donnell tries to rally him. Ernie Mills, one of the Mills brothers, makes the catch down at the 15-yard line. 2 minutes to go. The Steelers down by 7, 4th and 6 from the 11. O'Donnell, Mills, touchdown! We're tied at 34. We're going to overtime. After O'Donnell and Pittsburgh drive inside the 10, Norm Johnson, it's good. The Steelers are off the schneid in the Windy City. And the Steelers are alone atop the AFC Central with the lone winning record. They're 5-4, and the Steelers beat the Bears 37-34. The Bears remain on top of the NFC North on a day that was wild. With the Browns apparently leaving for Cleveland, we'll have that press conference for you Monday, 12:30 Eastern Time. The Panthers beat the Niners. Wild quarterbacks in the game. Hope you enjoyed it. For Tom Jackson and Bill Pito, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching Primetime.
The Barber Dodge Pro Series has come down to the final round, and the championship will be decided today between 3 drivers. Jeff Boss from Rhode Island.
To go 14 under where he finished. Individual title came down to sudden death playoff. Hisayoki Sasaki chips from the fringe, and Sasaki settles for the bogey. Davis Love wins the individual honors at 21 under. There's your team numbers as the United States wins in impressive fashion. The winning margin matched last year's total. Keith and I will be back in a moment.
When I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice, I really thought it was going to be a challenge. I mean, this is a challenge. This is a sure thing. It evaporates less quickly. It also lasts longer, protects better. Old Spice guarantees it. Now, if you don't think it's the best, you call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and they'll buy you a stick of your old deodorant. So if you're looking for a real challenge, go climb a mountain. If you're looking for the best deodorant, try high endurance from Old Spice. Because now you got proof. Guaranteed.
They say when a cowboy gets thrown, he has to get right back up. Last year, I took my share of hits. I may have been down. But if you think I'm staying down, get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
This NFL Sports Center is brought to you by McDonald's. Have you had your break today?
I know it sounds like a threat, but we'll be back at 2 Eastern. A subtle reminder from the promotions department. Primetime is up next. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Bill Pito. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Patrick.
I'm Keith Olbermann. For Dan and the staff, we'd like to thank our director, Lenny Daniels, who's moving on to other places. Has been a great friend. Good luck, man.
Good night.
11 on NFL Primetime. How will